Okay.
There you go. Okay.
This is a special meeting that we're going to discuss the university's plan to demolish Whitney House. Our agenda calls for us to go over and affirm the minutes from our last meeting, which I think was January, right?
Yeah, we didn't put that on the agenda, Gail. We'll do that at
Okay.
our next regular meeting.
Okay, forget that then. Okay. All right. So you've all probably had a chance to look at the materials. What happened was I came into the office to see some drawings for a fence that's being replaced in Mansfield Hollow because I couldn't see them on my computer. There's no change there. We don't need a certificate or whatever. But as I was leaving, I said, I just really think we should have a statement about what the university is planning to do with Whitney House. And then that caused sort of a long, involved process where Jennifer Kaufman contacted me. I gave her some comments. She put this thing together for the town council. And so that's how this all came about and sort of what is in there. I had read a lot of information. There was an Owens Skidmore Merrill study that the university commissioned on their historic district. It's very complete and goes through all the buildings and talks very specifically of how they have to be maintained. And clearly that's not happening. So if you've had a chance to review, what are we supposed to do here?
So I wrote a memo. I uploaded it today. I'm not sure if you folks had a chance to take a look at it, but what I can do is I can share my screen and we can kind of quickly go over the comments that the Planning and Zoning Commission, can you all see that?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So the Planning and Zoning Commission on Monday evening, and the reason why this is kind of hurried is that the online public scoping meeting is Tuesday, July 25th. So the council meets on Monday. So if we wanted to get our comments in before then, we had to do this ahead of the council meeting. So the PZC looked at this on Monday. They, and I know, Gail, a lot of this came from your research, but they passed a motion endorsing that the chair, this is how this typically goes, the chair of the PZC co-endorses a letter with the mayor, and the comments are listed here that the PZC has had.
Yeah.
So
two things to point out before we go into the details here. In one of the letters, and I think it was from the town manager, he states the 1989 registration of the district. It is 88. And the other thing is the wording of is indicated on the National Register is not correct. These buildings and the district is listed on the National Register.
Right.
So I would change that. But I think my points, in addition to them not taking care of these properties and their obligation of doing so as a designated historic district, was also that, the town is influenced by these properties that are on 195 and greet our, visitors. And it's hard. I think it's hard to justify not taking care of these properties from the perspective of the town as well.
Okay, so we do have 1988 in here, which I think is correct, right?
Okay, that is correct. Yeah.
Yep. And then is indicated on the National Register of Historic Places. So I think they fixed both of those things.
But we don't want indicated. That's wrong.
Okay, we want listed. Okay. All right. So
it's a formal process, and that agrees with the wording of the
So in addition to that, I have prepared a motion for you guys, which with 2 members, I don't think we can pass because we don't have a quorum. But I have suggested that in addition to those comments, the Historic District Commission requests the following, and it reads, it is requested that the University of Connecticut conduct a detailed inventory of any historic or architectural pieces of notable value contained within the Whitney House, and that those items identified be removed and reused elsewhere on campus if possible in an effort to preserve the memory of the structure for its historic significance. So what I mean by that is if there's a mantle, if there's a window, if there's something that is of historic nature, you know, they could perhaps display it somewhere on campus.
Yeah, I think that's good. I'm glad you did that.
Okay. So without, and Michael Stankoff is on the meeting. He's from my office. And so I just want to sort of run this by him. So we can't pass motion because we don't have a quorum. But I'm wondering if we can't, you know, just, Michael, what do we do here? Do we just suggest something? Oh, Sandy, hold on one second. Okay, so Michael is detained for a minute. So I think we could maybe just by consensus agree to request that the council put this on as an additional comment and to make that change, but we can't pass the motion.
Okay, just quick question. Has the university approached the town with anything other than they want to tear it down?
No.
And is there anything internal at the university that has been available to show what they're using as their justification for tearing it down? I mean, is there cost analysis that they have that they've publicly revealed?
So what they've done is publish a notice of scoping, and I can pull that up for you, I think. See how I can do this.
Yeah, I think I took a quick look, but I don't remember seeing anything that was really specific to what they thought options might be.
So this is the scoping notice that was published. Notice of scoping for Whitney House demolition, Mansfield.
Okay, that was number 7. Is that
Yeah, so let's see if there's anything
specific?
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing anything that was more than just we want to tear it down. Yeah, that's all I saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just saying beyond reasonable repair. Well, that is just doesn't mean anything.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
We
they
don't
use
even
that
know what
whenever
caused
they
the fire.
want. Yeah, they just use sort of generic terms to deny doing anything,
Right.
from closing coffee shops on campus. Well, it's not making any money. Well, the university doesn't make any money anyway. So that whole thing is so ridiculous to begin with. So yeah, so they haven't really done, as far as we know, anything
There,
to show us what that reasonable repair
yeah, no.
is, which makes
There's
it
some
tough.
information somewhere that I read about having to, you know, do something with Mirror Lake, having to, you know, make sure the ground conditions are okay and not contaminated.
Yeah,
I
that's
signed up to
standard.
be on the scoping call, so I will
Okay.
be on that and find out what they're saying.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, so I don't know if they've even gotten creative. I mean, whether they can restore it to its original without being outrageously expensive, or whether there are things they could do to keep the three sides you see from 195.
Yeah,
Tack, and do something more creative with the interior structure and framing, and do more or less a, a Hollywood sort of set front. and
yeah,
do something-
a lot of universities do that. I've
Yeah, and do
seen
something
that quite
creative
frequent.
and
Yeah.
cut down on the cost. But I haven't
Yeah,
seen
I
anything.
mean,
and I
I
can't-
think it's important to note all the, that the town legally has no jurisdiction over this property.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We can, we are notified so that we do have the opportunity to offer comments. But, this isn't statutorily something that the historic district or the planning and zoning commission has any jurisdiction over. So
Yeah, so Gail, when you're on the scoping call,
Uh-huh.
what are you thinking that you want to hear or ask them?
Well, I
'Cause this
have
will
to
be-
be
This will
very
be the
clear that,
univers-
pardon?
This will be the university running this scoping, or is
No,
it
it'll be
state?
SHPO, State Historic Preservation Office,
Oh,
and
okay.
Environmental EEP, I think.
Yeah.
No, I will in no way be representing us or the town or anything. I'm just curious to hear what they say.
Okay, so you'll just be there as a private citizen.
Yeah.
Okay, so then does the scoping, this historical group that state, do they have any impact on what UConn can do either? Or is it all just sort of, if UConn wants to, they'll listen. If they don't, they don't have to?
Well, they were very
SHPO?
involved. Yeah, SHPO does.
Okay,
Yeah. And they were very, very involved with the faculty housing that came down. And eventually agreed that if 2 houses were saved and the interiors of those that were torn down was saved, they were not. They haven't been really coming back and making the university stand up to what they agreed to. So
okay, all right.
it's not optimistic here.
So Michael joined us. Curious, Michael, as to your opinion, we do not have a quorum, so we cannot pass a motion.
No, we can.
Can we agree on this meeting? Can members agree that the comments, the additional comment in my memo be presented to the council? How do we move forward with, or can we move forward without?
No. So the simple answer is no. To get the committee to agree to ask staff to do something is a motion.
Mhm.
Even if we don't say move, the only things you can really do within your designated capacity as a committee or commission are things like convene, but you can't conduct business if you don't have at least a simple majority, or however your quorum is defined in your articles of operation. So unfortunately, no. If there's a special meeting time that could be convened that works for more people, I recognize this is already a special meeting, so now we're having a special meeting to get people, because we couldn't get them for the special meeting, to move this forward. That would be good. Otherwise, I don't know, Jolene, if it's a matter we can include in staff comments. I don't know if we prepared anything for an AIS to go before the town council, because I know it's something you and I discussed internally. But
Yeah, so
I don't believe
the AIS for the town council is done with the planning and zoning commission comments. So that's done. Gail had a minor wording change, and then we're
Right.
going to add this one more comment. Maybe Gail, you could mention this personally at the scoping meeting, and we handle it that way.
Well, I'm a little nervous about doing that, given sort of what
Yeah.
Jennifer Kaufman,
Okay. Yeah. So I
said.
guess, so, there's really nothing we can do tonight. So, I will try to speak to the town manager and Jennifer either tonight or tomorrow morning, see if there's something we could schedule for Monday. Does anybody have any availability Monday afternoon, early in the afternoon?
I'm available as far as I know.
Okay,
I have another call from noon to 2.
okay. Noon to 2. Eric's available. Okay, stay tuned.
Okay, all right.
I don't know what happened. We'll try again. I'll try to figure something out.
I'll get Dave.
Yeah, oh yeah, if you
Oh,
could, yeah,
Dave, yeah,
yeah, if you could get Dave.
Yeah, he just had the eye doctor's appointment. Otherwise, he would have been here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we could potentially do something on Friday morning as well if we could get Dave. So we'll be in touch first thing in the morning.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you
Gail.
all.
Thanks.
You want to adjourn us, Gail?
Oh, yeah, yeah, thank you all for this.
Apologies.
participating, But
right.
I will adjourn the meeting at 5:16 or 5:17 PM.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for all your work. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.